What
What?
about if your son and or daughter were to come out as either gay or straight?
Would that affect like how much freedom you would give them? Is that the question?
No, I'm saying, what would that affect you in their relationship? Because Boosie said it in his little radio interview. He was like, "Oh, I would be okay with it, but marriage is off the table. They
Damn.
can't get married."
That's a hypocrite ass shit to say, but no, I don't think I would care at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter to me. I've got lots of nieces and nephews. I don't care
I would
what
care.
their sexuality is. They can be whatever they want. They should be happy.
Yeah, I would care more if she had sex than her being gay. At a young age.
Really?
At a young age, yeah.
Okay.
Like if she's 12-year-old popping that thing, I'll be more upset with that than her telling me I like girls.
What you got, Tony?
I got a question for y'all boys, man. Is it wrong to give a different genders different degrees of sexual freedom? Do you guys find that wrong? Like a boy can, like your son can do more than your daughter can?
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would. I don't understand the reasoning on why you would give them different levels of freedom.
I could understand that. I could understand the reasoning and the way things are, why they are. I guess from a protective standpoint, young men can kind of protect themselves from a certain age going up, and women can't really do that in the same sense. And I mean, not only that, but you start to get into the area of men trying to have sex with your younger aged daughter who maybe doesn't know the best for herself, and maybe she's, hit puberty, she's boy crazy, she's wants to have a boyfriend and stuff like that, and letting her go be by herself and make her own decisions probably wouldn't be the best thing.
Two reasons. And one of them is more logical. The reason why I would say it's different for a daughter versus your son is because the daughter's going to be stuck with the baby if she gets pregnant. The daughter's going to have to go through the procedure if she gets an abortion. That's traumatizing and physically damaging to the body. So that would be my reasoning on why there will be a degree. It's a different freedom.
Well, let's set up a hypothetical.
Here would be my counterpoint to that, Tony. Your daughter can only get pregnant once, once at a time, right? Your son could go out and get fucking 50 girls pregnant. So if anything, you should lock down your son more.
Yeah. I also had the same idea, right? And not only like in my head, that was like a thought I had, right? And not only did Mateo's same reasoning, kind of make, just kind of changed my mind a little bit, but also like I'm not a shitty parent, so like if my kid got someone pregnant, he would also be stuck with that kid. Like, at least for the duration that you're in my house. Like, if you want to get out, once you leave my house, you want to be a deadbeat, like, you're a piece of shit, by all means, But I'm not going to just be like, oh, fuck that. Like my kid, if my kid gets 50 kids pregnant, I'm going to be fucking livid. Like, that's just going to be fucking miserable.
What was your hypothetical, Doey? I cut you off. I'm sorry.
I wanted to say, what if there's a hypothetical where you taught your son and or daughter contraceptives, condoms, birth control, stuff like that? What if you knew 100% that they understood that if they were going to have sex or do anything that involves sex, they were going to use condoms, they're going to use birth control? You know what I mean? What if you could produce that hypothetical? Would you feel more comfortable, or would that not be a hypothetical to you because you couldn't like explain to your 13-year-old, 14-year-old, whether it's prepubescent or after they hit puberty, whether those two things occur? I had sex at a very young age. I don't know if it's normal to that, but I was like 12, 13-year-old when I started having like sexual encounters. I was also the same age when I started smoking and doing drugs. So that's a very young age to be doing any of that shit. But there's a lot of other, I know I'm not the only one,
I do think I wouldn't be able to tell my daughter that, whether she understood or not. call me a little old fashioned when it comes to that mentality wise, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily let my son go crazy, but I wouldn't give my daughter the exact amount that I would give my son.
So what if, right? Because I like those hypothetical, but there's like room for error there. What if there was no way that either of your kid was gonna get pregnant or get anyone pregnant, or get STDs or anything like that?
If
I think
that was the thing, then sure. No,
So you
That was a
don't-
long pause.
No,
I thought he was going to go the opposite after that pause.
No, I was thinking, I was like, no, I kind of still wouldn't want her to do that. But if there's like nothing bad can come out of it, nothing besides my little baby girl fucking getting fucked by a dude.
Is that a bad thing?
I just can't picture it. That's just me. Like
Probably
I
a
wouldn't
good
be able to
shit.
picture it.
You shouldn't picture it.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's
Don't
terrible.
picture it, weirdo.
It's child porn.
I'm saying like I couldn't come to myself to know that. You know what I mean? Like my son's different. Yeah, you can say that's sexist. Sure, whatever. Comments are gonna
so.
go.
Literally, you're gonna cheer him on if
No,
he's
I'm not gonna
young.
cheer him on,
and-
but I'm not gonna be as like let go when it comes to my daughter. Like my son goes have sex. Hey, dad, I had sex. All right, did you use protection? Yeah. All right, cool. My daughter tells me, oh, I had sex. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean you had sex? Like it's gonna be a different conversation, and that's hey, that's not the way people are moving and thinking now. Cool. I'm a little stuck behind the past.
Would those conversations go different ways when you said, hey, we got to have a conversation about this sex shit, blah, blah, blah? When you talk to your daughter versus vice versa, when you give your son the birds and the bee talk, like, what's the difference?
No, I'll give her the birds and the bees talk. I'm saying like,
but what's the difference when you give it to a woman and you give it to
there's
a man?
no difference when you give them the information. I'm saying if they were to come, each sex would come up to me and tell me they had sex. I would approach my daughter a little different about if she's telling me she has sex versus my son. That's all.
In what way? I would like to know personally. What's the special way?
I would say I would be upset, but I wouldn't portray that on her. I'll just be like, yo, you really need to be careful. Like you can't be just having sex like that. That's the conversation I would have. It'll be different. That's all I'm saying. I don't know exactly what I don't have a daughter, so I don't know exactly what I would tell her, but I know it won't be the same as my son. My question would be, did you use protection for both? That's off rip. I would both ask, like, did you use protection? Yeah, okay. No STD type shit? Cool. And then the next conversation would be a little different.
No, that's interesting. I think that putting stigmas on sex tends to be a bad thing. I think it tends to fracture relationships. So I would think my approach would be different. I don't have kids. I can't speak to that, but I do respect the honesty.
Yeah, I think especially nowadays with the current youth, they're growing up in a very different culturally. It's different. The things that we used to care about a lot, like whether we were being homo or not, or if something that we did was gay, like we cared a lot about that shit. I don't really think that's a thing for young kids nowadays. Like I think some people are gay, some people aren't, and I think younger kids are more accepting of that. So I don't know if they have to like worry about the same things that we had to worry about.
Yeah, they don't, but that's why I'm thinking like that. My son's not going to probably think like that. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be different for them because they're raised in a different era. Me growing up, you know, all of us was raised like that a little bit. Our parents were, well, Puchos and all of y'all are probably different for each family, but me growing up, like, you know, it was a little different. Like boys can do a little bit more. Girls, hey, stay home. No, who you going with? Oh, take your brother to watch you. Shit like that. That's what that shit was raised. And
could we add some flame into the fire real quick?
like
what about if your son and or daughter were to come out as either gay or straight?
Would that affect like how much freedom you would give them? Is that the question?
No, I'm saying, what would that affect you and their relationship? Because Boosie said it in his little radio interview. He was like, "Oh, I would be okay with it, but marriage is off the table.
Damn.
They can't get married."
That's a hypocrite ass shit to say, but no, I don't think I would care at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter to me. I've got lots of nieces and nephews. I don't care
I would
what
care.
their sexuality is. They can be whatever they want. They should be happy.
Yeah, I would care more if she had sex than her being gay. At a young age.
Really?
At a young age, yeah.
Okay.
Like if she's 12-year-old popping that thing, I'll be more upset with that than her telling me I like girls.
Okay.
Damn, 12 years old. That's excessive.
I'm just going because he was 12 years old doing drugs and fucking and shit. So that's
I'm
why I
just
was
saying,
going off of that.
I hit puberty very early.
Yeah, I mean, the sexual orientation stuff wouldn't really matter to me. The only thing that I guess would give me pause, I don't know what it is about, and I don't know if this is just a misconception either. So maybe I'm ignorant here, but I don't know what it is about like mainly male homosexuality, like that. A lot of these people get sick with AIDS. Like even still, like, there's a lot of people that get that shit, and it's not as much of a problem, I think, with like all the available medications, but then it's still like expensive and a lot of people can't afford it. So then you still get fucked from that avenue.
I don't know that there's a straight up. I don't know that there's a straight up vaccine for it now, but I've heard that there's a pill that you take that gives you some immunity to HIV or something along those lines. I swear that I've seen a billboard that was like advertising some medication like that.
A pill, huh?
I'd need to research. I'm basing this is all based off a billboard I saw driving down the highway one time, so I might be completely wrong.
So yeah, like for me, it's not really anything to do with the homosexuality per se. It's more so that I have this perception that that type of sex is maybe riskier, even if that might not be accurate or not. And I would like have to like do more research and stuff like that to figure out like, all right, what do I need to say to my kid, and like just kind of educate myself.
Like you would say, like being bisexual, they would have more of a chance at contracting some sort of STD.
And I'm saying this is like the perception I have. I don't even know if that's really true or not, right?
Yeah,
like,
no, absolutely.
We have this belief, right? Like I don't know, that's been fed through the media and through movies and stories and all that kind of shit. So I don't know how real it is. I know in the past it was very fucking real. I don't know how it is nowadays, but that'd be one avenue that I'd be like, all right, like I don't really hear much about like lesbians that get like AIDS or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't hear about that. Like I don't know if it's just something about how men have sex that it seems riskier or something like that, but I don't know. That'd be the thing that I'm like, all right, I need to educate myself and figure out like, all right, how best to educate my kid to like navigate like this world, because it's different than the world I experienced, right, growing up. Like I don't know.
I think mostly I think maybe how they get AIDS or stuff like that is because getting stuff going in your ass is gonna rip you. That's gonna tear. You're gonna bleed. So I think that blood getting onto your dick, and obviously, right, that's how the main way you do it.
No, it's just hilarious. Like you're getting like insanely graphic. That's why I was just like, I try to cover that by saying, yeah, I don't know if it's the ways in which men have sex. Like, yeah, there's anal penetration. It's a sensitive area. There might be.
We're doing PG-13 here. My bad.
No, it's just like we all know. It's just interesting you went that route. Shit and blood in the ass, the penis, the dick in the ass.
There's an African pastor that feels the same way.
Oh my God. I just watched that video the other day for some reason. It popped up on my timeline.
Of that guy?
I kind of feel guilty. I love this video. Like, it's so comical, but it's also depressing because they're talking about how much they hate gay people. Like, but it's still kind of funny. Like the caricature of a gay person that they're like creating is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
That they do drugs to get they do drugs to get they love anal fisting, but it's so painful that they have to do drugs, but they enjoy it. It's like, what? Like, what the fuck are they like? I don't
And
know.
then they eat the poo poo.
They eat
Eat the
anus.
poo-poo.
Meanwhile, everybody eats ass, but nah, it's the men on men that are eating the poo poo.
The one from me is when he yells, and it goes deeper.
He puts the hand deep. Yo, that shit is ridiculous. I showed my mother that. She was shocked. She was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" She didn't know what fisting was.
I
Oh.
got a hot take. I got an extra hot take for the next topic whenever we're ready for that.
I
Give
think
it
it's
to us.
Pucho's turn to
Oh,
give
it
us a
is
topic.
Pucho's turn, yeah.
I watched a video 10 months ago,
Yo.
and it was about a white guy from Boston got
Oh
on
no.
Queen's Flips live. And Queen's Flips is black. This white blood from Boston is white. And he was talking to Queen's Flip, blah, blah, blah. The white guy starts saying the word nigga. Queen's Flip was like, yo, nah, you're not going to do that on my live. Stop saying that. And then he started challenging Flip to like a fight and this and that. He was going to stand on it. He could say that word. It's okay for him to say that word. And he's like, how the fuck are you going to say it's okay to say that word? Nigga, I'm telling you, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And if you're saying that you respect me and my people, how the fuck are you telling me that you going to tell me I can't tell you not to say it? So it was this big, long, drawn out argument. A lot of different people hopped in. Some people hopped in giving the white guy the cosign, saying, nah, that's just how we talk. It's okay. And then a lot of other people came in like, nah, if I hear people say nigga, I will shut it down right away.
Not
If
people,
you're
you
not,
mean white people.
not even Spanish people.
Oh, okay.
I heard people saying Spanish people, black people, anybody who's not black, American black. They said nobody should be using that except for American black people. But I use the word. I've been using the word for a very long time, since I was very young. I have consciously already told myself that I have to stop using the word as much, but it's very hard for me to actually stop doing it. I got to make a very big conscious effort to actually stop this. You know, one of the movies that actually made me kind of like think about it was the Butler movie. Seeing all the different presidents that were inside the president, you know what I mean? The White House being built by black people, shit like that. Made me was like, yo, this word got some real bad history, shit like that. So I wanted to know, what was your guys' opinion on this? How do you feel about white people specifically using the M word? And then we'll come back around and I'll answer as well how I feel about it. But I wanted to start with you guys. How do you feel about other people than black people using the N word?
Who do you want to start off with?
We could start with Tony.
Go ahead, Tony. I'm just getting skipped over out here. So.
Yeah, facts. I marked the time for that. I don't think white people should use that word at all.
But we know plenty of white people that use that word, right? Especially in high school.
Nah, I don't know. No, in high school, nah. A white person saying nigga, I have never heard any. Nah.
I definitely had in high school, but it's hard for me to think of it. Like I know that I have, but I can't put a name to a face. Definitely not one of my boys.
Nah, I never heard of that. Even one of the dude Mike that I know hanged out with nothing but Zoes and blacks. That man never even said it. He was down with the people, like go grills, everything, chilling, vibing every damn day. That man didn't even say it. Like, so it's like white people know they shouldn't say it. The ones who do say it, they try to play it off like, oh no, I could say it. Like, nah, you shouldn't say it. There's even black people. I got a buddy of mine that I know. He doesn't even say the word.
Who? I'm kidding.
He doesn't even say the word, right? Like he doesn't say the word, and he's always, since I've known him, Like he kind of gave up from telling people to stop saying it because he's just done with it.
But he would check people.
But yeah, he'll check it. But like, yo, white, don't say that around me. He'll just do that, and and it's
How
hard.
do you guys feel about that? If somebody told you that, would you be respectful to that person, or would you say, "Nah, you're not gonna tell me
No,
not to say this word"?
I would try to respect them, but it's like it's hard
Definitely.
because it's ingrained in you. Like since I was raised, that word was just like a saying "What's up." You know what I mean? It wasn't used to disrespect a culture or a race. Like it was just like saying, "Yo, what up, my nigga? Oh, what up, my nigga?" It's just so natural to say that. But now, when people are saying, "Yo, can you not?" I'll try. Like even when he told me not to say it, no problem. But his brother will come, and me and him start to talk, and then the bombs will just start dropping. It's like he'd be like, "Yo, I just told both y'all not to do this," and we're like, "Fuck, my bad, bro." It's like it's just hard not to do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would respect it. If someone feels that hurt, like, you know what I mean? And yeah, we shouldn't say it at all, right? We should just like try not to say it, but I don't know. I think it might be too late.
When I was younger, I used the word much more. And I still use it, out of work, in my private life, even though I have been making a conscious effort. I've basically replaced the word with brother. So I'd be like, "Yo, what's good, my brother?" And I think that lands better. You know what I'm saying? It's a more endearing term. Yeah, I don't know. When I was so sorry about what I was saying before. When I was younger, I also had one of my brother's friends didn't like the word, and he would check people like just in general, like how Tony's saying. He didn't want to hear nobody saying that shit.
I have a friend as well that's like that. That's for years. Every time I said the word around him, he's like, "Yo, can we please stop using that word?" He's like, "Yo, please, I already told you how I felt about you using that word. Please stop." Stuff like that.
And when I was younger, I was more ignorant about it. I remember even having a conversation with him, like, "Bro, like I'm fucking 20 years old. I've been talking like this literally day zero. Like I can't remember not talking like this. Like I'm good. Like you're gonna have to go somewhere else," type of shit, right? But now I mean, I don't know. I don't feel that way. Obviously, like if somebody told me that, I would be respectful and be like, try to be cordial around everybody.
Do you
And
believe
now
that?
I also feel like people just shouldn't use the word. And personally, I personally am like, fuck all that. Like we're taking the word back shit, because it kind of creates like a thing where like some people are using it, and then like now you gotta police the shit, and it's like it's like really, I don't know. It seems like a little extra to me that like this exclusive thing. Like if people want it like that, then so be it. If some people want some people to have passes and shit like that, then so be it. Me personally, I'm gonna just try to use the word less and less until hopefully I just don't fucking say that shit no more. Just because,
I
like, yeah, there are people that get triggered by it, and there are people that are disrespected by it. They're like, I don't care if you look black, I don't care if you are black, but you're Dominican, like, you're not African American. So don't you? And then some people are like, I don't even care, you're Jamaican, like, nah, you're not African American. You can't use that word, like, and it's
Damn.
like, yeah. So it's just like there's so many different takes. That's just like,
I've even heard things like people that, so there's a difference between African Americans that were slaves and people from the Bahamas that came in. Even though we were owned by different slave traders, these two sets of people don't always get along and like each other.
yeah, that's
I've
what I'm
also
saying about
heard that.
Jamaicans. Like, that to some people, those are other black people. They're not like American black people, right? And I've
So
even heard people saying like, if you're not poor and haven't like lived with like certain degrees of oppression, then like, yeah, don't use that word because you haven't been discriminated against and shit like that. And it's just like, all right, now I'm not saying that those people are crazy, right? That's just not my worldview. But if it vibes with them, I'm trying to use the word less. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of on that line of thought. I think like it's not obviously like it's not a word that I use. Y'all can attest to that. It's not a word that's ever been in my vocabulary.
I've never heard Mateo use the word.
But But I don't think it's my word to use. Like, it's not a word that someone could use against me in the negative way with a hard R at the end or anything. It's not my word. There's not even a discussion there whether it's my word or not. I've got some buddies that I think it's questionable their use of it. I also have a hard time policing that word though, because I'm just a Mexican dude here in Texas. I don't know. Like, it's tough, you know.
Nah,
It's
man, you're American, Austin, born and raised, man.
yeah, I've just got some buddies that they've used it as long as I can remember, and maybe they shouldn't use it. And I am on the side that I don't think they should use it. But can I police them? Who can actually police them? Black friends of ours have given them passes on it. So, like, where is my vote or opinion on that? I don't know, man. It's complicated. I just know that me personally, it's not a word. It's not a word I use. I don't think a white dude from Boston should use it, though, to get back to the original question.
Can of white blood from Boston.
Yeah. So I have two different takes on this. I think that you have a subset of people that want to become better and have better versions of themselves. And I think you have people who are so ingrained in how they grew up and how they came up and who they came up with and their ideologies and stuff. I think, and that's not to knock anybody, but for me, I grew out of a lot of the stuff that I was into when I was younger. And I done, a lot of people, everybody says my life did a 360. And it's like, you kept going the same direction you were going in. Nah, 360 because my life turned around. Like, now you mean a 180? Nah, 360.
Those guys weren't paying attention when they played Tony Hawk.
So, like, there's like some people who are just so stuck in that nature, and some of those people can't get out of that. And whether it be gang banging, whether it be just being from the hood and loving the fact that you're from the hood so much, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can love the hood, you know what I mean? I love my neighborhood. I like going to different cities and I like to see their neighborhoods, and I like to go see what their neighborhoods are like and what their favorite hood specials are like. So I think you have these people that are white and that are light skinned. There was white people in Washington that they were poor, they grew up on the block, they're white, and they know Spanish as good as any other Spanish person. So they're just accepted by the neighborhood and they're allowed to talk that way. Same thing with white people in black people neighborhoods. They live in a black neighborhood, predominantly black people. They go to school, predominantly black people. They're poor, they get the pass. Channel 5 has a video. It's on YouTube. The guy All Gas No Brakes, his new channel. There's a video with the Hoff twins, and I think this perfectly encapsulates what kind of white person is allowed to say N-word in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood, I'm like, all right, these things get a pass. These things get a pass. They're absolutely like you could just tell that there's no other way for these people to go about their lives than the way they are going about it. You know what I mean?
So like I think like the girl that was on Dr. Phil, right?
Yeah,
you seem like a hood chick through and through.
Yeah,
and but a lot you know of people what? Hated on her, but she would fit the demographic you're talking about, right?
Yeah, she looks like she's smartening up, but I think that's their whole polarizing. That's the polarizing thing about them, is that they're not. It's like subverting someone's expectations. You see a little white girl, you expect her to speak like Britney Spears. She speaks like somebody who lives on what's this area in Boynton Beach, Sunset Avenue? What's the area around Seacrest? You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, this is not what I expected. So I think that is what really is so polarizing about, you know what I mean, that you're expecting something from somebody and it's like, whoa, these people don't sound and act like what I would have thought they act like. You know what I mean? Which is wrong to do, but I think it's just the nature of people.
I think Tony's got a response, or he's fallen asleep up there. He looked like he was
No,
holding in
I'm
something.
not. I've been told it in something. Are we talking about Bad Barbie Cash Me Outside, bitch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't refer to her as a bitch though. just
Oh
'cause
yeah,
she's a
my
woman.
bad.
Yeah, my bad.
Are we talking about Bad Barbie, that crazy chick?
Yeah, she from Boynton.
Is she crazy?
She made millions, man. She cashed in on her
Her
15 minutes of
OnlyFans?
fame. Yeah,
When
she
she
made
turned 18.
That's
Yeah, she
just
cashed
wild.
in.
There's a lot of those. That just tells you there's a lot of those pedophile motherfuckers out there cashing. As soon as she was 18, they were like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for this since she was 16 on Dr. Phil," and bam. And she's smart. She cashed in on them bum ass motherfuckers, and I almost said,
bet-
"Then we're there." See that? That's stopping myself.
I bet Drake was waiting for her to turn 18.
Some
there
would
we
say.
go.
Some would say Drake has never done any type of thing to incur such a fucking remark against him like that. But who knows?
All right, Pooch. What
so
about you?
why is she dumb and why is she crazy? What do you?
Well, she was dumb the way she was acting towards her mother. That's first. That's what got her on the show.
Really?
Yeah, she was acting wild.
It felt like her mom was racist. It felt like her mom put her on there because she didn't talk like a white girl, a white girl. That's what it felt like. Like, yo, Dr. Phil, my daughter, she be acting mad hood. We need to straighten her out. That's what that felt like. And it's like, damn, they trying to beat the hood out of her.
Yeah.
Like, that's
No,
fucking
but I mean,
beast.
she was violating her mom too, though.
An exorcism for the hood.
That's beast. That's what
Hood
Dr. Phil's.
exorcism.
Yo,
You
that'd
don't
be a funny
remember?
movie.
Malibu's Most Wanted. They try to scare the hood out of him.
All right, but in that case, dude was from Malibu, rich. He experienced the hood through Yo MTV Raps. So that's
Malibu?
very fucking different.
Yo, some of the kids we went to high school with lived in Wellington. All right, that's the only thing I could like balance that out with. And some of those people try to act like the toughest people in the world. All right.
Yeah, that's fucking beast.